We are live. I have to tell everyone. It's best shared from the phone or device. So how did you like the baseball playoffs and all that and the season?
Oh, the baseball playoffs, man, that was something.
Yeah.
We had the Washington Nationals, world champions for the first time. The first time we ever had a World Series in which the road team won every single game. I never thought I would see that. We may never see that again.
Hold on. Was it oh no, I'm thinking of something else. Yeah.
And the Nationals surprised, the Nationals, this was their year. I mean, they were the hungriest of all the teams, and they upset the 106 win Dodgers in the NLDS. They upset the 107 win Astros, who won the World Series 2 years ago in this year's World Series. They also were down 3-0 in the wild card game against the Milwaukee Brewers back on October the 1st, and they came back late to win that game. It was their year.
I'm just sharing this. That's all.
Are we on the air?
Yes, we're on there.
All right, and the reason I think, Kenny, that the Nationals won the World Series, 2 words: Bryce Harper. This happens so many times when you have a good team and it's headed by this one superstar who they say you can't win without. The Nationals had made the playoffs 4 times over the last 8 years, 2012, 14, 16, and 17, and they lost in the NLDS all 4 times, 3 of those 4 times in 5 games. And the consensus was, well, they're only in there because of Harper. They can't win without him. Nope. Harper, good luck. And they were 12 games under 500 on May 23rd. They were 19-31, but they came together. They, after that 19-31 start, went 74 and 38, I believe. And they went 93-69 total, and they ended up as world champions. And a lot of times you'll see that team gets rid of that toxic presence in the clubhouse, and they are motivated to win without him.
It's pretty amazing.
And that's exactly what the Nationals did. And what a year for the Nationals! What a story, and what a team!
Yeah.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, I think. Well, the Yankees should not have started. Should have started Gardner.
Brett Gardner?
Yeah, and they might have been in it, but I don't know.
Well, I just don't think this was the Yankees' year. And you got to give credit to their manager, Aaron Boone, who I hope is the American League Manager of the Year, because the Yankees got there. They won over 100 games despite a lot of injuries. The Yankees had no business being there, but Aaron Boone, despite all the injuries, just navigated the Yankees through the regular season, into the playoffs, and into Game 6 of the ALCS. And the Yankees have a very bright future, Kenny. And they will win. I think they will bring a 28th title. They will get their 28th title very soon. Future is bright for the Bronx Bombers.
It's all true. What about your Giants?
Well, the Giants, 3 straight losing seasons for the Giants. I'm actually 100% satisfied with this season. The Giants should have lost 90 to 95 games, and they put together a little run in July to, they were 35-47, and then they put together a 17-3 run to get 2 games over 500 and to try and give Bochy a final send-off. Unfortunately, they collapsed at the end of August. They ended up going 77-85. But Kenny, I'm 100% satisfied with the season. This was a rebuilding year going in. And next year is going to be the same. It's going to be rebuild, but at least try to put a winning product on the field. But, of course, the Giants will be looking for a new manager. I know Joey Espada and a couple of others are finalists for the managerial opening. Unfortunately, the Giants are not going to go in-house. I was hoping they would go with Ron Woodus or Hensley Mullins, the latter of whom Mullins may get a job with the Marlins coaching staff.
Yeah,
the future is bright for the Giants. The Giants came into the
season. Of the World Series, I saw all but the 7th game. I was at a rock concert. Yeah.
What concert were you at?
I was at the Last in Line and UFO.
So you were not last in line. The band was called Last in Line.
Yeah. It's what's left of Dio's band.
But I want to say this about the Giants. The Giants went into this season with a very depleted farm system, but they really replenished it with the additions of Mauricio Dubon and Jalen Davis. The Giants, I think it's going to be about a 500 team next year, but 2021, they're going to be really good with Joey Bart, their new catcher, and Elliot Ramos in the everyday lineup in 2021, along with Mauricio Dubon and Jalen Davis, and perhaps their number one draft pick from this year, outfielder Hunter Bishop. I think the future is very bright for the Giants, but Giants fans need to be patient. I think next year is going to be a so-so year, but 2021, hey, they could bring a world championship back to San Francisco in 2021, and I sincerely believe that.
Or past that. Maybe they make the ALCS, they fail, then the next year.
NLCS.
I mean, NLCS, then they fail, but the next year, boom, they're forced to be reckoned with.
Yeah, but next year, it's going to be kind of a retooling. It's going to be another rebuild season for the Giants. I said that this year would be another 2008 for the Giants, which was a rebuild year, but it looks like that these 2 years, this season and next season, 19 and 20, are going to both be kind of a combined 08, and then we'll be ready to go in 2021.
What? We have one person in chat. Jennifer is here. Just want to make you aware of that.
But no, you missed it. I actually missed most of Game 7 of the World Series. I was phone banking for Bernie Sanders the other night here in Sacramento. Now I'm going to phone bank for Bernie tomorrow. Well, make that today if you're on the East Coast here in Sacramento. And so I'm looking forward to doing that.
It's cool, man. All right, Jennifer, this is my guest, Steven Ruderman from the
Ruderman.
Okay, from the California area. He's in Northern California.
He is split between Sacramento and the Bay Area.
Yeah, and he's a baseball expert. That's why he's on tonight.
Baseball genius.
Right. He'd make a great play-by-play guy.
Well, I do that. I have some supposed to be announcing some baseball games from the past season, Giants games, and some postseason games. Go check those out on my Periscope page. I also talk politics on my show, Unfiltered Opinions.
Right. I'm part of that show often.
Yes, you are. You come on my chat.
Right.
Thanks to Periscope. Periscope now has a cool call-in feature.
Yeah, he had Discord trouble, so we couldn't do it on Discord. So I was like, "You got a Mac? There's a solution." That's how he's able to call it.
Yeah, I've had Discord for over 2 years, and I've always had trouble with it.
I've had it for 2 years. I've never had trouble.
Because I've used it for chats with some friends of mine on Giants Twitter.
Well, we're gonna make this a weekly thing. You'd have to find me, and then I'd invite you to my community.
Well, hopefully we can settle the Discord, because Discord is the best way to do it.
Yeah. All right. Is that Tony Gaga on here? I can't understand one word you're saying, man. Please.
So Ken, are you on Periscope right now?
No, I'm responding to the chat. I'm on YouTube. There's a chat.
Oh, you're doing YouTube Live?
Yeah. We're on.
I gotta start a YouTube Live. I have a YouTube page. I gotta do a YouTube Live show.
Yeah, you do YouTube Live. I'll show up. I own a channel. That's the only people that show up in chat. It's my problem with YouTube, but it's only a minor problem that I have. I don't really care.
I actually performed last night at the Fox and Goose here in Sacramento. I'm kind of watching my video right now as I talk to you.
That's cool, man.
I only got to do 8 songs. Usually I can do like anywhere between 15 to 25 over the course of 1 to 2 hours. Last night I had to keep it short to 8 songs over a half hour.
That's cool.
But I think a good time.
Let's see. We've 8 people, so you don't know. Eddie Trunk could be here watching this.
Donald Trump, who got booed at UFC tonight.
I heard about that.
Poor guy.
Did he get booed at the World Series too?
Oh yeah, they were chanting "lock him up," and he was seething. It's like, remember when Obama roasted him at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and he made that kind of smirk? It was the same thing. He hates being booed.
Yeah. Well, he better get used to it. Okay. Also, there could be some guys like Stephen Blush and everybody from Urban Waste and all the other people I gave the card to that punk rock show. I'm just saying. 2 people are in chat, but 8 people are here. I think LED is here also. She likes a Yankee hat. That's what I'm wearing. What do you think of what happened to last year's championship team?
The Boston Red Sox?
Yes.
That's an interesting story. The Red Sox, of course, had their greatest season in franchise history a year ago, 108 wins, 54 losses. And then this year, I think 84 and 78 or 83 and 79. They started off, I believe, 2-8 or 3-9. They were never able to get fully together. They missed the playoffs. They were eliminated with over a week to go, which was really surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think last year's team was a fluke. They were a great team, but they did play over their head. Their future is not bright. They do not have a very good farm system, and they fired their GM. I mean, I just thought that was insane to fire.
Why
their
did
GM.
they fire their general manager? That makes no
With
sense.
2 weeks with Dave Dombrowski, they fired him with 2 weeks left in the season. And it was because, and I think this gets us to a whole other topic, which is their ownership, which is not a very good ownership. If you ever read Terry Francona's book, he talks all about it. They wanted to cut payroll, and this has become a constant theme in baseball. Now that we're in the off season, this is most likely going to be yet another ugly, tumultuous, and turbulent off season, and likely to be the third straight off season in which we see teams slashing payroll, tanking, and free agents unsigned going into spring training. Teams are now tanking because when the Astros had 3 straight 100-loss seasons from 2011 to 2013, and then they ended up winning the World Series in 2017 with the best record in the second best record in the American League, third best in baseball, and they 100 games each of the last 3 years. And after the Astros won the World Series in 17, every team's like, "Hey, we want to do this." So it was literally a race to the bottom. If you've seen Major League, greatest baseball movie in my opinion, and the owner Rachel Phelps says, "We've been losing. What I want is dead last." Now she did it because she wanted to Miami. This was before the Marlins became a franchise.
And they're like,
and now teams are just trying to get that number 1 draft pick. We're going to see the exact same thing this offseason with very limited free agent signings, tanking, team slashing payroll. And the Red Sox have already said we want to slash payroll.
Well, I know you're not a football fan, but I'll be at the.
Who was a big part of their world championship last season. They might trade him. And so it's just not a good look for Major League Baseball. The collective bargaining agreement runs out after the 2021 season, so 2 more years, but something has got to change, and they have absolutely got to implement a draft lottery.
I know you're not a football fan, but I'll be at the Giants game this Monday.
The New York Giants football game.
Yes. Against the Cowboys.
And me, I don't know. Can I swear on here?
Yeah, go ahead. It's YouTube.
I don't know shit about football. I'm a baseball genius, and I don't know shit about any other sport.
I do a football show every Thursday.
Nice. Don't count on me to help you with that.
No. I'm not doing that. I usually get a co-host, or I just rock it alone. It's fine.
Well, we can do a baseball show once a week, which will be a lot of fun.
Yeah. We can start right after the preseason, before the season. Do a wrap up of the preseason. I'll pay attention. So let's see what else.
But this is not going to be a good offseason, Kenny. It's just not.
Who are the free agents coming forward?
Well, Steven Strasburg just opted out of his deal. Anthony Rendon is a free agent. Garrett Cole is a free agent. I believe did JD Martinez opt out? I think he may have. And JD Martinez did not have a good time looking for a contract 2 years ago in the 17-18 offseason. Yes, he is a free agent. He didn't. He did not opt out, and I think he did that knowing how hard of a time he had signing the deal 2 years ago. But so yeah, Strasburg, Rendon, Garrett Cole's on the market, and people are like, "Oh, they're going to get paid." I'm like, "Yeah, you obviously didn't see the last 2 offseasons."
Is Gardner on the market?
Brett Gardner, let's see. And of course, Madison Bumgarner, Will Smith, Tony Watson exercised his player option today, so he's coming back. Giants 8th inning guy, left-hander Tony Watson, so he's coming back next season, which is good news. I'm hoping that the Giants can get Bumgarner and Will Smith back on qualifying offers, so the Giants say, they're most likely out of contention in July of next year, that they can trade them for prospects and get something in return for them. And yes, Brett Gardner is a free agent, but he's 36 years old. I mean, he's going to get at best a 1-year major league deal. He'll most likely get a minor league deal at his age.
Yeah, he's pretty old for baseball.
And if he goes elsewhere, the Yankees will have nobody left from that '09 team because he and CC Sabathia were the only two guys left from that team. Or CC retired, and it was not a great final out. That was a very sad final outing for him in the ALCS in Game 4 when he had to leave injured.
Yeah, but I saw him on Inside the NFL this week.
CC Sabathia?
He's now, because he loves that football, man. He's on like the last segment.
He looks like a football player.
He was on one of the last segments. It was interesting. Hearing him talk football with Boomer, with Phil Simms and all that.
Boomer? You mean you said Boomer?
No, I meant Phil Simms. Boomer used to be there.
You mean Chris Berman?
No, Boomer Esiason.
Because they call Chris Berman Boomer.
But also Boomer Esiason. That's his actual name.
Chris Berman, great announcer, by the way.
Yeah, he was.
Still is. I would love the Giants to maybe make him a part-time announcer. The San Francisco Giants, that is.
That'd be cool. What is your favorite band?
Well, I think that's a rhetorical question. Well, I don't know band, but my favorite artist is Paul Simon. My favorite all-around band is probably Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band.
Nice. That's a good band.
I have a hobby where I play gigs playing only Paul Simon music. People are like, Steve, you gotta learn to play something else. And I've come to the realization I just get a special feeling playing Paul Simon's music. And I would play "Here Comes the Sun" by the Beatles. Good song during my gigs, just so I could mix in a non-Simon and Garfunkel song. But I would just have that mindset of, okay, let's just get this over with. I don't want to play this.
I'd have to say mine is The Doors. One of my favorite artists is Coltrane.
Coltrane, nice.
Coltrane, yeah. I just saw a documentary about him, Chasing Train, on Netflix. It's interesting.
What is the worst song ever written, Kenny?
I don't know.
Believer by Imagine Dragon. That's mine.
I've never heard that one.
Oh, you know, dun 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 you know that one?
Don't know that one.
It's a hideous, ugly song that came out, that was released on February 1st, 2017, just 12 days after Trump was sworn in as president. And I'll always remember the beginning of 2017 for that song. It's a terrible song.
What's your favorite song?
Bridge of Troubled Water by Simon & Garfunkel.
What's your favorite rock song?
Favorite song ever?
Yeah. Mine is probably Night in Tunisia. Good stuff.
Who wrote that one?
I don't know. I think many people have done it. Maybe Mingus wrote it. I don't know. It's a standard that many people have done. But what's your favorite rock song?
Rock song? Probably a Bruce song. I've always thought of Born to Run as my favorite, but maybe 10th Avenue Freeze Out.
That's a good one. Any other favorite times of the playoffs this year?
The Nationals beating the Dodgers in the NLDS.
That was good. Some good games.
That wild card game where they came back to beat the Brewers. I'm trying to think, any others? I just can't think of any. You know, the postseason was nice, but we had a good World Series. The call. Okay, so you saw the call in Game 6 of the World Series, right?
Yeah.
Good call, good rule.
Yeah.
You know, they got the call right. It is a necessary rule because you don't want to interfere with the runner. If you don't, ball I'm talking about, Trey Turner, it's a ball. Justin Verlander, the pitcher, gets to it, makes the throw to first. But Trey Turner, and it was thrown away, but it was called interference. Trey Turner was not in the runner's lane, which you have to be in, which is not the problem with that. And I can see the problem is that the runner's lane is not directly going to the bag. It's kind of on the edge of the bag. And so that's why a lot of players don't run in that line. And they're not going to generally enforce it, but if you interfere with a throw when you're outside that line, running directly into the base, that is interference, as we saw in the seventh inning of Game 6. Sam Holbrook, the plate umpire, who was very unfortunately the umpire in the first ever wild card game in 2012 with the infield fly when he was when he was the left field umpire. The only reason he called that because he was umpiring in left field. Umpires are not used to the 6-man format. And, in the situation where an infield fly is called, it's, first and second or bases loaded with less than 2 outs. He was instinctually trained to call it when there was a fly ball in his vicinity. That call he messed up, even though he technically got it right according to the rule book. They did clarify and change the rule the following year, thankfully. But this call he got right, and he did a great job. Dave Martinez, the Nationals manager, and then in the middle of the inning, despite the fact that the Nationals scored 2 runs afterwards, regardless, went just apeshit, went ballistic, and got tossed. And I thought Dave Martinez, good guy, but one made an ass of himself, and 2 scared the hell out of me because he just went so nuclear about a month and a half after having a heart procedure.
What's your favorite band right now?
Right now, I wouldn't know, man. My pop culture is terrible.
It doesn't have to be a band that started right now. Mine is the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. They're from quite a while ago.
I'll have to get back to you on that one, Ken.
Okay. This has been great. Who is your favorite? Who do you think is the funniest person ever?
I would say Bill Maher, but I'm like the only millennial who likes Bill Maher, and Bill Maher has kind of been fading recently.
Yeah.
Stephen Colbert is not that funny anymore. He was great as the right wing character on the Colbert Report. What else?
This is not a football show.
Who else is funny?
Plenty of other people. Some individuals. What their answer is. Guess you'll get back to me on that.
On what? What was the question again?
Who do you think is the funniest person ever?
Ever. George Carlin.
Okay.
I thought you meant right now. Ever is George Carlin. No, not a question.
Not right now.
Ever, not a question, George Carlin.
I mean, right now, Dave Chappelle is one of the funniest people out there.
Who would be one of the funniest people right now? That's a hard one. There are a lot of funny people out there.
I mean, Dave Chappelle keeps on doing these comedy specials on Netflix.
And I think you can count people who aren't comedians who are just funny because they're crazy. I used to feel Alex Jones is that way until he became mainstream and had very much of an influence in the current political state.
Yeah. Well. All right, this has been fun, Steven.
Same here, man. Are we wrapping up?
Yeah. I usually don't do sports for that long, maybe 24, half an hour. All right, man. Since this was kind of like a demo.
Absolutely.
If you had a lot of fun, we'll message about it and we'll talk about doing something after the pre-season.
Sounds good, my friend.
And then possibly we'll make a weekly thing.
Awesome. Sounds good, Ken. Good talking to you, buddy.
All right. Later, dude.
Later.
All right. That was my guest, Steven. Ruderman. I'm not going to do the whole surfer dance. All right, that was baseball talk with Steven Ruderman. And now I'm going to be the hell out here. Anybody that's in the Discord want to have an after show, I can be available for that for a little while. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.